Hi, everybody. I've gotten some questions around using the split screen and dragging and dropping things from one program to another. So I thought I'd just make this short video and see if it brings some clarity. So let me share my screen. I'm in Zoom at the moment. And here you see my iPad. And what I have open here is a Keynote. I've changed the size to the square, and I have a Keynote presentation here. And what I want to be able to do is to take something that I've drawn in a drawing app, for example, in Procreate, or in Draw, or in Fresco, or in Concepts, and put them here on my slide. So I can use a wonderful animation tools that exist in Keynote. Okay, so how would I do that? And of course, there are many ways to do this, right? You don't have to do it this way, but I think using split screen and learning to use split screen and taking advantage of it is a wonderful, wonderful tool that makes you work faster. And that's what we want to do, to be able to work more efficiently and faster. So how do we do that first? One of the first things that you have to do is learn to touch your iPad in the right way. So I am pressing not pressing, but I have my finger on the white part of my iPad. If you have a different kind of iPad that doesn't have it doesn't look like this, you're at the edge, basically. And you are then flicking up a little bit. Yeah, so if you flick all the way like this, what happens is you close your program. So there are different movements. So look, if I flick like that, it closes my program and I get to my home screen. Well, that's not what we want, but that could be happening for you. That could be one of the problems. So again, it is not a flick like this. So it is a lifting. Yeah, you see that? I'm just going up straight. In this motion, I can go down and I can go up, as opposed to what some of you might be doing is a flick. And you don't want to flick. Okay, so as I'm pulling up really nicely, I can have access to any of these programs that I have open. So for example, if I wanted to, I could take that and when I press down on it, a menu comes up, right? But I could just either take those menus and choose something there and go to that. But now let's say I want to go to and pull this here. Well, how did I do that? Right, and I close it by, you see there's a little gray node there in the middle. Oops, I touched my screen, so I got a pop-up menu. But there's a little gray node, and I touch that, and then I just pull it across my screen. All right, so let me break it down for you now. What we want to do is to be able to have our drawing app open and our Keynote open at the same time. So I'm going to close this, get to my home screen. You might have a different version iPad and you get to your home screen a different way, so do it that way. And open up my drawing app. So I'll use Procreate, since many of you are using Procreate, even though it's not my favorite, but anyways. So what happens here is when you have Procreate like this, you'll notice that you don't have access to the bottom, to this bottom function where you could pull up a menu. So you got to go back to your home screen, all right, and open up your Keynote. So I've got my Keynote open, and in the background, I have Procreate open. So that means if I, again, pull up nicely, I should have Procreate there in the list of apps that I could use a split screen with. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think it's a light touch. So the symbol for me for that is a little finger, yeah, with butterfly wings. So it's like a butterfly touch. It's a light touch, all right? It's not a press your iPad as hard as possible touch. It's a light touch. And then you can drag it to what other side. If you're a lefty or a righty, you might want to drag it to a different side. So then I take, so again, let's go back. I have my screen like this. I'm in Keynote. I slowly bring that up calmly. I take my Procreate and I have a very light way of just pulling it to the side like a butterfly. And now I have things on two screens. Now, in order to drag something that you've drawn in Procreate into Keynote, you have to have your layers active. So you're not drawing your drawing, you're not dragging what you see here, you're dragging what is on a layer. So you can drag in all of the apps that I've used so far for drawing, you can always drag layers into Keynote or PowerPoint. So I am now taking that layer that's active and I'm pulling it onto my, sorry, that's my puppy, onto my slide. Okay, and there it is. So let me do that again for you. I'm just deleting it. So what did I do? I have a drawing that's here. I activate my layers. I take something that's on a layer, I touch it, and it's not a very heavy touch, so it's quite a light touch, and I'm holding on, and then I see that plus sign. Did you see that? So there's a plus sign right over there. And then once I see the plus sign and my slide has gone blue, I can then release. Okay. Now, if you want to resize, and that's what something people were having a problem with, is that you have to have these little blue dots, okay, available there for you. Let me just zoom in a little bit here so you can see, all right? And so what you have there then are the little blue dots that are around any object that you have in Keynote. And that allows you to grab any size. And again, it's a light touch. Most things on the iPad are a light touch. It's not a heavy dragging of your finger. The strength is not going to help you most of the time on the iPad. All right. So again, let me just show you that again. So I am dragging any corner. If I take a middle corner, a side, so on, I can resize my object. Okay. And now when I am done, so that was just dragging and dropping layers in. And now when I'm done, okay, I have this, you see that little gray node in the middle? Well, I just hold on to that and I just lightly brush my hand across the screen and it goes away. All right? So, and here, then I'm left in Keynote to play. Another question we had is, how are you getting these things visible? Well, I have a slide view, right? So what did I press? I think my video might be on top of it. I'm not sure exactly how Zoom records this. So you have, actually the word presentations, you have another icon. And here you have a slide view, light table, so on. Make sure that you have the slide view taken so that you can see, oops, sorry, I seem to close it, so that you can see the slides that are available here. So if I'm touching here, all right, I am working on my slide, and if I touch anywhere on my slide, it's going to have this select all comment. But if I touch on the object itself, it opens up a new dialog box, and so that I can, or new comment box, and so, not a comment box. I don't know anymore what I'm calling these things. Oh yes, a menu. Yes, so it opens up a new menu and you press animate and then you have access to all of your animations. All right, so I hope that clears up the questions that you had. I'll just do that again. All right. very lightly, going there, butterfly touch. Okay, I cannot drag this picture. Get my layers, grab a layer, lightly pull it over, wait for the plus, wait for this side to go blue, and add another little bee in there that I can resize, grabbing any of the corners to resize them. All right, so I really hope that was helpful and that I answered some of the questions that came up around using split screen and dragging and dropping something from Procreate into a Keynote presentation. All right, so now it's your time to play. Bye-bye.